As of 5:30 a.m. Central Time. Total confirmed cases worldwide, 202,000. That's up from 185. That's a big jump. Total confirmed deaths worldwide, 8,000, up from 7,300 yesterday. Total confirmed recovered, 82,000, up from 79,000 yesterday. 167 countries have confirmed cases, up from 162. 4 more have suspected cases. How many countries are there? There's 170, aren't there, Stu? Do you know? I mean, that number always fluctuates, but
yeah, I think it's
190.
Yeah, a lot.
So
the
almost
countries, the countries without examples though just aren't. They're not testing in Madagascar, I don't think.
Correct. And all continents have it now, I think, except for Antarctica, which, hey, I'm willing to carry eggs on my feet if that's what it takes to stay, free and virus free. Yeah, I'll do it. 6% of active cases are now considered serious, requiring hospitalization. That's steady from 6% yesterday, but down from 19% just 3 weeks ago. The U.S. now has 6,524 confirmed cases and 116 deaths. That's up from 4,700 cases just yesterday and 93 deaths just yesterday. The U.S., now all 50 states, plus Washington, D.C., and 4 U.S. territories have at least one confirmed case. West Virginia was the lone holdout, and they got a confirmed case yesterday. Doctors are now urging younger patients. COVID-19 causes permanent lung damage to all survivors. Doctors in Belgium treated several younger victims here recently. They took a CAT scan and realized they are suffering from severe lung damage. This validates or seems to validate a report out of Hong Kong and Korea that even the younger victims who recover from COVID-19 may have permanent lung damage due to the scarring of the lung tissue. 20% permanent loss in lung function. That's huge, especially if you're in 20s and you're going to lose 20% lung function when you're 20. That's not good. These are younger people, they say, did not smoke. They have no other conditions. They had nothing. They got it. They survived. Then they got a chest X-ray or a CAT scan, a CT scan. And when they got the CT scan, they realized, holy cow, there's real serious damage. Yesterday, the president pushed for $210 billion free dollars every month to U.S. adults. President pressed Secretary Steve Mnuchin to give checks to $1,000 per person per month to all Americans starting in 2 weeks. And when I say all Americans except millionaires. The $1,000 per month stimulus would cost $210 billion every month. There are 209 million American adults over the age of 18. Millionaires do not receive this money. If you're bored during the COVID-19 quarantine, Dr. Oz came out and said, I have an idea, have sex. Okay, thank you, Dr. Oz. U.S. hospital ships have been activated now. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper confirmed that 2 hospital ships have been activated, will be anchored off the east and west coast of the U.S. Stu, can I just ask you a question? Did anybody think, I don't know, cruise ships?
Yeah, no.
Kind of a bad idea.
Well, I think what they're doing with that is they're putting the people who are in the hospitals for other reasons on the ships.
For other reasons,
so
yeah.
they can clear out
Right.
the actual hospitals for the COVID patients. It's a theory, but I don't think there's going to be any shuffleboard going on.
Right, military doesn't have. They're not prepared to deal with this. They're trauma. And so I think all the trauma is going on to those ships. But once one person gets it on one of those ships, I mean, they're going to be traveling around looking for a port to come in, without Steve and Edie Gourmet doing the entertainment. Type A blood may be more likely to catch COVID-19. People with type A blood. Do you know what kind of blood you have? Besides red?
No. I would say no. I don't really know off the top of my head.
Those with type O also are at risk, obviously, but type A significantly more likely to catch this, according to China. A study in Wuhan, the epicenter of disease, also found with type A blood, you're more likely to die from COVID-19 with no clear indication on why that may be true. COVID-19 now may be cured by an existing antiviral drug cocktail. Doctors in Queensland Centre for Clinical Research, that's in Australia, pressing Australian authorities to grant him leave to begin human clinical trials by the end of the month. Professor Patterson, who is an infectious disease physician at the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital, said it's not a stretch to label the drugs a treatment or a cure. He says it's potentially a very effective treatment. The doctor did warn that even if the antiviral drugs prove to be effective, it may take months to get the studies through the human clinical trials. We can test this in the first way. Is anybody else thinking about all the tests that are going on and how we're rushing? And then think of, what is it, I Am Legend? Wasn't that the Will Smith movie, the Omega Man thing? Wasn't that they were trying to fight a virus and then they came up with a vaccine and it was turning people into vampires or something like that? I mean, I just don't want to be a vampire. Stu.
Of all the things,
I will promise to kill you if you turn into a zombie. I'll shoot you in the head. Will you shoot me in the head? Will you be my friend and shoot me in the head?
Well, I didn't ask
Only if
you
I'm
to promise me, so
No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
No, I don't need
I'll do
to.
it. I'm pretty sure
there was not a request made.
You look a little like a zombie right now.
I'm glad we're social distancing right now.
Yeah, I know. Amazon no longer shipping cheap clothes and knickknacks to warehouses. Okay, can you define knickknacks? Because who buys knickknacks? Who's you know what? I need a knickknack. Nobody goes out to buy a knickknack. I think knickknacks are just purchased. It's an impulse thing. Have you ever heard anybody go, you know what? I just moved into my house and what it needs is some knickknacks.
No one goes out to buy knickknacks, but they do fill your house on every shelf.
They do fill your house, but do you know that they're knickknacks? Amazon might think that some things are knickknacks that I think are essential. I can't think of any right now.
Well, I think they're just they blew up as Amazon's not going to be shipping anything anymore to houses, but I think it's just if you're a third-party seller, Amazon stores your things at their warehouses to send out, and they're not going to be doing that anymore.
Okay.
So I think you can still order the knickknacks. The knickknacks can still be purchased. They're just coming to you a different way.
Good. I don't want to panic on knickknacks. I'm hoarding all these knickknacks. First dog diagnosed with COVID-19 has died. Now, when I first read that, I thought, Donald Trump has a dog? Because he does not seem like a dog guy. Oh, my gosh. If I had to attach an animal to him, I think I would attach a cat to him. Don't you think? He's more of a cat person, isn't he?
I think like an iguana on a leash. Like he just is walking through like
a diamond leash.
A diamond leash.
Carried by someone else.
Mm-hmm. I can see it.
Yeah, I don't think he's really an animal person. Maybe he is. But no, it's not the first dog. It's the first dog diagnosed with COVID-19. Can you imagine going to the center and saying, I need my dog tested. I need my dog tested.
I thought they were clear that you weren't allowed to, or the dogs didn't get it, and now they're saying they do.
Yeah.
I feel like they change this every 2 days, and I know it's difficult, but it's really hard to figure out what to do. Like masks don't mean anything. You don't need a mask. They're not effective at all. What kind of moron would be wearing a mask? And then yesterday they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you should definitely be wearing masks if you go out in public. It's like, wait.
Could we just go through some of this here because the whole mask thing really kind of pisses me off because they do make a huge difference. The masks, exactly what Stu said. This is from the New York Times. Oh yeah, this is the headline. Oh yeah, masks really do work. Okay, so now they've come out and what they've said is, we just want you to know that the mask thing, what we needed people to stop buying masks. So we told everybody that masks didn't work. I told you at the time, of course they work. Why are they saying masks don't work? And besides, we need them at the hospital to make our doctors feel better. Doc, this is a super secret special mask. It makes you completely impervious to this virus. Just put this on. What? Doctors wouldn't be wearing it if it didn't work. Of course. But they decided to go ahead and lie to us and tell us that these things didn't work so people would stop buying them. It's so unbelievably irresponsible. This is governments and media cannot do these things.
Yeah, they even admit
Just tell us.
Even admitted in the article. I mean, in the story, they say like, yeah, it was good intentions, and they just wanted to make sure that people were able to get them where they needed them. They didn't want people to go out and rush and get them, so they just said they wouldn't work. It's like, well,
it was good intentions. It was good intentions too when we rounded up the Chinese. Well, we're just trying to, or Japanese. We're just trying to make sure that nobody, No, good intentions don't count.
Yeah, no,
they don't count.
Yeah, not a good idea. Not a good idea at all.